I'm Jake.
And I'm Marlin.
AKA Gee. And welcome to the first reaction video of October. And what better way to start off the season than by reacting to the Dave Chappelle SNL parody skit of The Walking Dead. Now, just to be clear, I have seen this, but it's been a while, but I don't believe you have.
I have not.
And why this particular sketch? Well, for those who, I doubt it, but for those who may not know, The Walking Dead is currently in its 11th and final season. And they've been airing the season in parts. They aired part 1 last year around October, and then took a sabbatical, and then aired 8 more episodes a few months ago, took another sabbatical, and now they're supposedly gonna finally wrap up this 11-year-long show. Although I have my doubts because there are currently 2 spin-offs that are still going, and there's like 3 coming in the works.
So, they may be snipping off the end of this particular thing, but spin-offs will live.
Yeah. And in 2016, Dave Chappelle, in his first time hosting Saturday Night Live, did a fun parody of The Walking Dead. And just to be clear, this is a pre-filmed sketch because he did a lot of various characters himself, which you can't do live.
Which you can't do live, yes.
And you're a fan of Dave Chappelle.
Very much. Just the man exudes humor.
So I thought,
among other things,
you might enjoy this because he brings back a couple of characters from Chappelle's show. And just to be clear before we start, this came out about a week after the 2016 election, so there's a few references here that may seem a little dated, but were pretty fresh at the time. And without further ado, let's watch.
You know, gang, all week long, people have been asking me if I was going to do any characters from Chappelle's show tonight. And at first, I wasn't going to. And then I saw that episode of Walking Dead where they smashed this guy Glenn on the head and killed him. I know, it was devastating. Because I love that show. It was like one of my favorite characters. So I was like crushed. So in that spirit and with that in mind, I hope you enjoy this.
Dave is Negan.
I just cannot decide which one of you is going to dance with death tonight. Wait. I got an idea. Bubblegum. Bubblegum. In a dish. How many pieces do you wish?
I like two.
Tyrone Biggums.
My mouth feels dry.
Oh, he's a feisty one. I like that.
Well, with all due respect, Mr. Negan, in my line of work, when you're on your knees, they don't give you bubble gum. They give you penis.
Shut up. Well. A nigga named Negan. I think you look more like a Stephanie. Your face looks like Fonzie made the Negro League.
Stop it, Suki, you're killing them.
Them some ugly ass boots you got on there. As the white boys say on the internet, what are those?
Somebody you dripping.
Dry and brittle Jerry curl. Disgrace. Look at this pasty bastard. Oh, God, no. Good God, have some goddamn respect for yourself. Man, what do you want, money? Sex? Sex is...
I'll try some sex.
I have a wife. What? I have a wife. What?
Little John.
Okay. Come on. All lives matter. All of us, right? Not if black lives don't. Kill us for what?
Well.
Oh.
I know that smell anyway. Frustration and cocoa butter. Looks like we got us a Negro amongst us.
Clayton Bigsby.
Damn monkey.
Monkey, don't you realize you're black?
Ah, from what I hear, his hat would say otherwise. Trump's America now, boy.
It sure is. Well, I stand corrected. Seems like a lot of you still got some fight in you. It's good. I like that. Makes it more fun. You can breathe. You can blink. You can cry.
Huh?
Yeah. A lot of you are going to be doing some of that.
Thanks. Hey, Negan, which one of us y'all gonna hit? Suspense is killing me.
You like a champ. Come here, you.
Strike one. Yeah. Strike two. Now be fast. Body, help me out.
Yes, that's where the zombies come in.
Note to self. Remind me to try crack.
And that is how we as a nation begin to heal. Through laughing together. For even though our country seems irrevocably severed like a man from his head, let my example prove that we should continue to move forward. Let us see ourselves and one another. For only empathy can conquer hate. I am every man. I am every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I do it naturally. Now let's break out, y'all. I only got 2 months until they take away my health care. Body, if you will.
And that was Dave Chappelle on SNL 2016. What did you think?
Dave is a funny man. He is a funny man, and he it was too funny to be nearly the impact that Negan had in the actual episode. But
Yeah. And what did you think seeing the classic characters come back?
it was fun. It was just great, and the fact that he played them all, especially at the end, the talking head. You know?
My favorite moments that just stand out are when the pimps are roasting him. You look like Fonzie made the Negro Leagues. And then he's like, look at this pasty bastard. And he's in the white face. And I remember you said a while back, his white guy voice is perfect.
Yes, he does voices. He's very.
Just the lead-in to that and the reveal was excellent. And, of course, my all-time favorite bit here, the return of Clayton Bigsby. Everybody's favorite blind, black, white supremacist. Well, not as harsh as he was in the original show with his language, but it's him. And this shows how talented Dave Chappelle is. When he puts the hat on, saying this says otherwise to him being black, Dave can make a cheap Trump joke funny. Because even before he was president, I felt those jokes were just wrung out to death. But Dave always brings a bit of a freshness to it.
Yes, he does. He brings freshness, and like I said, the man exudes humor. He can just carry it with a look and an attitude.
And the final bit of the sketch, little mix on it. The head getting knocked off and talking, moving. That could have been really fucking dumb, but he managed it well, and the guy going, remind me to try crack, was a good way to make it work. Tyrone's severed head, talking about, I don't know, peace, politics, whatever. That part wasn't really the funniest. But everything else I thought was really good, and I thought, even though it's a parody, Dave did a pretty good job emulating Jeffrey Dean Morgan's performance as Negan.
Yes, he did. He had it.
Yeah, just the way he says you can blink, you can breathe, you can cry.
And he had the walk, and he had the attitude.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan was asked what he thought, and he said he loved the sketch. Before we sign off, what did you think of the actual scene, which I showed to you before we watched this, of Negan just walking, talking to everybody, and then BAM!
Yes. I was wondering how they, I could see where it was going, and I was wondering how they were going to do that, because that was just brutal. And so I thought that all of a sudden, a head is lost, that's brutal, but it's not in the same league, and that could be a funnier thing than, 17 whacks to the skull.
And here's the real crazy part. Negan, who was like the villain for a couple of seasons in The Walking Dead, he's become an anti-hero in the more recent seasons, working as an ally with most of the people you saw lined up there. Those who are still alive.
Those who are still alive.
And as I said before, even though they say it's ending, they have a couple of spin-offs which are taking place post-original show, so yeah, I don't think it's truly ending, because even though it's ending, like, the spin-offs, they announce who's going to be in it, so you know who's going to carry it on afterwards. And I don't know, I just thought this would be a good way to open October. I love Dave Chappelle, and The Walking Dead is fun. It seems to lose track of just what it could be at times. Like, is it about zombies or humanity? I know those usually go 2 and 2 together, but sometimes you forget it's a zombie show with how much it focuses on the alive villains.
Yes. And the zombies don't get any good lines.
Old man. Anyway, this was fun. Glad you got to watch it together. And fun fact to go out on. Neil Brennan, the white co-creator of Chappelle's show, he actually came on and did some writing for this episode.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like the first time he and Dave had worked together since Dave quit the original show. Which is interesting because for a while it seemed like their relationship was pretty burned. But he came back, and I don't know if he wrote anything in this sketch, but I'd be surprised if he didn't, because it's the return of the show in a way.
In a way, yeah.
Anyway, good episode, good sketch, and we will see you again very soon for more spooky reactions.
Later.